Hello out there, you wonderful people. This is Andre, the Game Idea Guy. Thank you once again for lending me your time and your ear, listening into another Magic discussion. And this time I'm going to be talking about Final Fight RPG for mobile, which is not a thing, but it's a thing that I would like to see happen and become a thing because I actually think it would be pretty interesting. Now, there have been many iterations of the original Final Fight. You have Final Fight for SNES, then you have Final Fight Guy, which was the same game but replaces Cody with Guy. You have Final Fight CD, which was the closest to arcade perfect that you could get on the home console. Then you also have the arcade version of the game. Then you have Final Fight 1 on the Game Boy Advance. So there are a bunch of different versions out there that people could play. As far as official titles out there for the original Final Fight. And it's not like the story is impossible to be retold. Obviously it can be retold a number of different ways. But I always thought that it would be an interesting thing to take it to. Well, I didn't always think this. This was a recent thought. I should correct myself there. This was definitely a more recent thought to have a role-playing game based on Final Fight that follows that story, but something that can dive into some side quests and some information and things that may not have appeared in the original game that can't be conveyed through beat 'em up's gameplay. And it doesn't have to be the super deep, long experience. It could be a 10, 12, 13, 14-hour game because it's Final Fight, unless they would like it to span across all three of the stories. Then that would be something to think about, but I don't think that would be necessary. But I could see it working out to being that you have the ability to acquire weapons from enemies, temporary weapons that you can use. That'll be, once you use them in a battle, they're useless after that. Or you get make it like an item system, a certain number of items you can pick up. Like Cody, he can use. Let's say Cody can take a knife and he can use the knife for the whole fight, but Guy and Haggard can't because they just throw the knives. But throwing a knife does more damage on impact than what Cody does with a knife regularly, but at that point it's discarded for Hagar or Guy to throw it. So there's ways to balance it out and think about it. While Cody won't do as much damage in the immediate, in the long run he gets a boost to his normal damage output and he can keep the knife. Or you can make the pipe a special weapon for Hagar because he's Hagar, and I can see him wielding a pipe and bashing people across the street every which way with it. And you could also have Guy have his specialty be the sword because he's a ninja. It just kind of makes sense. So, considering those things, and then the food drops and stuff can be items that could still be picked up and found regularly through gameplay. It's an interesting concept to me to take that, and you can have the special moves where they don't take away mana because mana won't be a thing in this game. Instead, when you do your special to get high damage, it takes a little bit of your health away, just like in the actual games. So, it's one of those things that I think back and forth about would be actually pretty cool. You go ahead and have the lead up to the story, have Guy and Cody working out and training together, and Hagar just getting his promotion to be mayor, finding out about his daughter being kidnapped. All of that can be in the game as part of the game, playing through the game, and you can deal with certain situations like dealing with Damned in the first stage. It could be peeled off. It could be done off in sections, so you complete a section and then you'll move back to this hub area and then move on to another section which represents a stage. But instead of it being super linear, you can basically pick the stage and go right to the boss. It's probably not the best idea because you'll definitely get slaughtered, but it'll give the option to the player, and you can have side quests that are a part of each different stage that Guy, Cody, and Hagar can deal with. Is to me, I could see this project being something that, again, it would be fun, it'd be interesting. and it could put the Final Fight crew back on the map and in popularity again. Even though they're part of the Street Fighter branding, they're still a separate branding to themselves as well. So it's just me looking at it, and the possibility of making something bigger out of it I think would be fun, but that would be up to Capcom to do. And the reason I'm saying to put it on mobile is just it gets a wider audience. Like it automatically gets a wider audience, and that's something that Capcom could bank on. Like, we're taking these legendary characters and moving them from the beat 'em up or fighting game scenes and putting them in their own RPG where you can relive their story or live through their story for the first time. Either way, both of those options to me sound good, and I would love to see that happen personally. But then again, I don't own the franchise, and I'm not the one making the decisions for it, so there's only so much I can say. But that's really the gist of my thoughts for it. I mean, there's a lot of nuances you can go into, but if I were to actually dive into fully putting this game together, it would probably take at least a half an hour to develop everything as I'm going through the points. So, with that said, thank you everybody for listening in. If you'd like to support the channel or me in any way, the links are down in the description for my poetry book, The Neurotic Mind. Both the digital and physical copies are available on Amazon for purchase. Keep your eyes and ears out for more stuff from me, and until the next time, enjoy your games. Peace out.